Hi, everyone. I am Heather, and welcome to another Homeschool Live. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we are going to be hearing from Angela Quigley, the CEO of the Old Schoolhouse. Please share this video with your friends, post it in any homeschool groups that you're in, and as always, please comment with any questions that you may have for Angela throughout the interview. And if you have any questions or comments, we would just love to hear them. So Angela is the CEO of the Old Schoolhouse and works also with schoolhouseteachers.com. And her mission is to see the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ furthered among homeschoolers and to inspire them. And I see that as I work with her day in and day out. She is just such a light for this company, and I'm so excited to hear from her and hear about her experience here at TOS and about all that is coming to us now at schoolhouseteachers.com into 2022. So Angela, thank you so much for joining me today. I would love to just get right into the interview.
Thank you for having me, Heather.
So I would love if you, I just appreciate you coming. Can you please tell us about yourself and your homeschooling experience before we get started?
Sure, I'd love to. Well, I am married to my husband, Jeff, and we've been married for 30 years this past summer. Can't even get over that, how time flies. And he's also my pastor, so that makes me a pastor's wife. And we have a wonderful congregation, small congregation here in the middle of Kansas. And we have 2 daughters. Our oldest daughter is married. She'll be married 4 years, like next week. I can't even believe that. And so that's a blessing. And then our youngest daughter is still in the home. She graduated homeschool a couple of years back, and she's currently attending a local community college. And so she's doing great there. And we are still very blessed to have her in the home. And I guess I just could say a little bit about how we started homeschooling. Whenever our oldest was going into first grade, we had to make the decision of whether we were going to continue her in her Christian kindergarten that was going forward into first grade, or if we would homeschool at that point. And I'll tell you, it was a really difficult decision because at that time, I didn't know a lot about homeschooling. That was not quite 20 years ago. It was a long time ago. And we just didn't know very many homeschoolers. And I actually thought homeschoolers, the ones I did know, were a little different. And so I really wrestled with the Lord. We did, as we were trying to figure out what was best for our girls. And so one week we would be all gung-ho for homeschooling, and the next week I would be like, I don't think I can do it. But we did finally make the decision, and it was August of that year when we made the decision, and of course needed to start right away. Yes. And so once we made that decision to homeschool, the Lord just gave us so many confirmations that was exactly what He wanted for our family. And being in the ministry as well, of course, homeschooling allows for flexibility, and that was just a true blessing too. But I can remember those early days, and I was one of those homeschool moms that thought that our homeschool had to match my public school upbringing. And so I just had a lot to learn. But I soon realized, and from advice and help from other veteran homeschoolers, I soon realized that we really just needed to create an environment of learning. And it didn't matter what that looked like compared to other people or the public school. We just had to follow the Lord. And so it took me a few years to relax in a sense and figure out really what our homeschool looked like. And it was a joy. It really was. And I look back on those years. In fact, the other day I was looking through some old pictures of some science related projects that we had done. And boy, I really miss those days with our girls when they were young. But that's just a little bit about the way we started homeschooling. And of course, we've graduated both of our daughters now. And it's just a joy to see them thriving as adults and in the real world. And so it's a blessing.
I just think it's so inspiring. And I like that you opened up and admitted that, you were trying to recreate the public school at home, because I think a lot of moms, they do that, but maybe they don't realize it. And then there's just so much stress
Yes.
that doesn't need to be there. And so I just love that you touch on that, and that you are here saying, look, I graduated my children, you can do it. It's okay. It doesn't have to be what you experienced when you were in school, and it can still be incredible. And I like how you said, that you learned, and it's something we have to learn, and we need to get the support from those who've been there, and you've been
Yeah.
there. So I'm so
Yeah.
excited to hear more from you.
It's really just the grace of God. It's in spite of us.
Yeah.
He does the work, and we're very thankful.
So I would love to hear about what your role is at the Old Schoolhouse. Most people watching are familiar with the Old Schoolhouse as a magazine and the curriculum site schoolhouseteachers.com. What is your role within the company?
Well, my official title is CEO of the company, and I just can't even believe that every time someone asks me that and I say it. I'm just so honored, and just it's almost surreal. I hardly can explain it, but I do what I can, the best I can, to oversee, especially the financial parts of our company, and try to help in all the different areas. We have several different departments in the company, and I just try to help things keep moving. And right now, especially, I'm focusing in on schoolhouseteachers.com. I'm the interim director there. So I'm kind of wearing two hats right now. And that's been a challenge, but it's been so wonderful, because that's how I've, over the years, learned so much just by getting in and digging in and figuring out what's needed and where I can help. And so it's been a lot of fun to really learn the ins and outs of schoolhouseteachers.com. And I'll tell you, it's been an amazing 15 years in February that I've been with this company.
Wow.
And I started out, it'll be 15 years. I think it was February 14th, 2007. And when I started as a marketing assistant, and came in just a very, very part-time position. And I just fell in love with the company. I had been in corporate America for about 8 years, and I loved my time there too. But when it came down to it, my husband had surrendered to the ministry some years before that. We've been in the ministry now about 22 years, but our lives changed a lot. And whenever we started having children, decided that I wanted to be with them. I wanted to be the one to raise them and to teach them and all of those things. So we decided to come out of that corporate world environment, and I found myself at home with my family. And I won't tell you that it was easy every step of the way. There were challenges, adjustments, but in the long run, I know it's what the Lord had for us, and I wouldn't change it for anything. And so the Old Schoolhouse was just a breath of fresh air at just the right time. And I'll tell you, this company is just an amazing place. It's such a unique, Christ-centered environment. And I really appreciate the owners, Paul and Gina Suarez, who are just godly leaders. And I have really grown a lot, not only spiritually and emotionally, and of course in my position here, but it's just been a wonderful journey. And I know that the Lord gave me this job because there is not another job on the planet that suits our family as well as this role. And so I'm very, very grateful that the Lord allows me to use the gifts that He's given me in a way that can help homeschoolers around the world. And that always gets me. It's one thing to help people here in the United States, but to provide resources on the other side of the world in countries like South Africa and the Philippines and China. And we see that all the time. And to me, that's the ministry part of it all, that we get to touch the lives of people around the world. And very grateful for this position and the opportunity to work here at the Old Schoolhouse. It's been a real blessing.
That's awesome. And it's like, if you have that heart for people across the world, sometimes we say, oh, I just want to go in the mission field all the time, but you never know. We don't know. Technology is always changing. Everything's always changing. So the fact that you can touch people, through this venue is just so incredible. And who knows what else can happen in the years to come with this company. There might be technology we don't even know exists, and you can even touch even more people. So it's just so exciting to see, how schoolhouseteachers.com has grown over the years. I believe this is the 10th year
Yes.
that it's been around. So, and hopefully it'll be around many more years. Can you tell us how you've seen schoolhouseteachers.com grow over the years?
Yeah, it's been amazing. And you're right. I was just thinking the other day that we're going into our 10th year, and I don't even know how that's possible. It seems like just yesterday we had just a handful of courses and, a few lesson designers. And now today to look at the site and to see over 400 courses that we offer for, pre-K all the way through 12th grade, and just all of those core courses that you need to homeschool. I mean, you really could, if you wanted, you really could homeschool your entire family with schoolhouseteachers.com and not need anything else. Now, I know that a lot of people use it for supplemental reasons as well, but as far as the growth of schoolhouseteachers.com, that's the main area that I see in especially the last 3 years, is just really rounding out our curriculum the courses that we offer. But then, we have over 200 lesson designers now as well. And that's just really exciting that we get to work alongside these wonderfully talented people who create just really great resources for our members. It's just a really wonderful thing to see. And we have also, our staff has grown over the last few years. We used to be a very small team of just a few people, and now we have several groups within the Schoolhouse Teachers Department. I mean, we have people dedicated to editing courses and revising. We have people that are dedicated to developing courses, new courses, and that's a really fun part of schoolhouseteachers.com, is the development of new courses. And then we have another whole different part of the team that is in the process of developing some interactive content for our courses, which is something upcoming that we're hoping for later this year. It's exciting. And then another area that's really grown in the last couple of years is our customer service department. And I cannot say enough good things about our customer service department. We have a team of wonderfully gifted women who really meet our members right where they are. And within our customer service, not only do we have the online chat option that's right there on our site, but of course we receive emails and phone calls, and we have real people giving real answers. And I think that's so neat and so unique in the world we live in. So many times things are so automated, but not here at schoolhouseteachers.com. We have real people, and we have some on our customer service team that are dedicated to being mentor moms. And it's a whole new service that we are offering. We started it last year, but just really trying to help our members where they are. And those mentor moms are right there waiting for you to reach out to them and schedule time with them. And they want to show you around the site. We can give you a tour. So there's lots of things going on in customer service. They're just a fantastic team of ladies. And those are the things I can think of right now that I have noticed as far as growth over the last couple of years.
Wow, that is incredible. And for those watching who are members, or even if you're not a member, you can go to that chat box on schoolhouseteachers.com and access customer service at any time if you have any questions. Is that correct, Angela?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yes, that is an excellent feature. Like you said, it's not automated, but somebody will get to you. And if it's not during their office hours, they will absolutely get back to you after the next day. So this is what I'm excited about, the new additions to schoolhouseteachers.com. In 2022, there are so many new things coming this year, new courses, new content. Can you please just give us a little sneak peek into what's happening?
Oh, I would love to. And this is one of those areas I could go on and on. So I'm going to try and keep it reined in. But yes, starting with just new courses. And we've been very careful to select new courses based on member feedback and just areas that we see that can round out our offering. And one of the newer courses that is in the works and should be coming out, I'm going to say first half of the year, is our Korean language course, which I think is super exciting. It gives another option for foreign language. And so I know that we're going to have many that are excited about that, and that should be coming out fairly soon. And we also have a Christian-based psychology course, and you know as well as I do how difficult it is to find psychology courses that aren't just wacky. We really are excited about this Christian-based psychology course and looking forward to having it very soon as well. Our Microsoft Word course we've had on the site for several years now is being reworked and being updated. So I think that's going to be a great resource for our members because technology changes so often. And so I just want you all to know that we are constantly looking for ways to update even our current offering. It's not all about the new always, but making sure that all of our content is up to date and excellent. Besides those courses, another really exciting course on the horizon is calculus. And for all of those math brainiacs, I know you're going to be really excited about calculus. And it's a fun thing to be able to offer for that upper level math and so needed in our day. There are many professions that would require calculus. And so we're really excited to be able to offer that probably toward the end of the year, but it is in the queue. And besides new courses, we have a whole slew of new activities. And some of the activities we started at the last half of last year, but we're really developing them out and super excited about our Hey Mama Bright Spot Zoom chats that we do monthly. And also our Hey Mama story time and show and tell for our little ones, our preschoolers. And I've been so privileged to be a part of those this last month or two. And it's such a great time of sharing. And so I hope our members will look at their dashboard and find out when those activities are being hosted, because they've been a real neat experience. And it's just neat to hear from other people's point of view on different subjects. For example, this last month we had the hands-on science focus in our Bright Spot member chat, and I learned so much, and it was so fun to just share what others have done in their homeschool. So those are really great. And we do have our popular Hey Mama Members Lounge coming right up February 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern. And that's always a great time of all of our members coming together. And we've got a great agenda for the evening. It's already ready to go. We've been working in the background, just preparing for that evening. It's going to be a great evening. And along those lines, we have a new activities host. And so we'll be introducing Tambra Peterson. She's been with our company for quite a while now, but not in this position. And so it's a new role for her. But I know our members are going to fall in love with her. She's just so down to earth, so easy to talk to and listen to. And I just know it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm excited to introduce Tambra to our members, and that's going to be a lot of fun. One thing we will be talking about on February 1st at the Hey Mama Members Lounge is our science fair that we're getting ready to launch. And so that's super exciting. We've never done a science fair before. And so our first ever. Yeah, so we're going to launch that on February 1st. We'll be taking entries all the way through March 11th, and then the winners will be announced on March 25th. And so definitely we look forward to that. There's so many. Like I said, I could go on and on about new things. One last thing I want to mention is we are introducing, we have school boxes, and we have grades K through 12 already on our site. And the school boxes are just a wonderful, all-inclusive guide. And so within the school box, we have curriculum guides for every subject of every grade. And so it's just that little extra help for our parents who are the teachers of their children. And so we're just trying to give them just another tool to help. And I know as a young mom especially, I mean, all the way through 12th grade, I needed those tools to guide our homeschool. And so I'm one of those that really likes to plan. And so those resources to me are very valuable. But we are introducing a pre-K school box. And so that'll go right along with our preschool corner. And then another box we'll be introducing this year is our parent school box, which will not necessarily be a curriculum guide per se, but it will include many resources that are just what parents need through this homeschooling journey. So I think I'll stop there, or I could just take the rest of the time with newness, but we're just really excited about all that's going on in the background here at schoolhouseteachers.com. And we look forward to each and every step of the way this year, those different things launching. And so.
Well, that is a lot to unpack, for sure. I know. I mean, I just think of all the things that you mentioned. I mean, calculus, parents who are extremely nervous about teaching those upper level math subjects, I think they're just jumping up and down with joy right now because, that's something that they can take off their hands. And one thing you said that really stood out to me is that the parents are the teachers. So you're providing resources for them to use. And I think that's really important for maybe new members coming on to understand that when I think of schoolhouseteachers.com, I think of basically Christian Pinterest, so to speak, where there's all these resources right there. And you can go in the search and you can, if you need something for Native American history, just search for it. If you need coloring sheets for your preschooler, just search for it. It's there. You pay one price and you have access to all grades, and the school boxes are awesome. But some people might like to, create their own curriculum, and you can do that. You can, as a parent, do that. And I love that you still have the parent in charge, and they're the teacher, but you provide all the help and resources. And some courses are video, right? And some are just printables. I don't want to say just printables. That's, extreme. It's just like buying a book, but you can print it out yourself and highlight it and do whatever you want with it. So I would even say it's better. And then another thing you mentioned was the Microsoft Word course. And I think it is so great that you're updating that, because do you remember when you used to be able to buy Microsoft Word and you would just like download it on your computer and that was it? Well, it's not like that anymore. Remember, you would just buy it and you'd have it.
Yeah, there's a lot
like that anymore. So
there's a lot of programs.
So now with Word.
Sorry.
Yeah. And so it's true. And so it's just great because, if a parent is like, oh, I know how to use this, well, it could have changed. So, having your child learn about how to use it now, because even as it's constantly being updated. And like you said, you have a huge team of people updating things. And I just want to give a huge shout out to your team, because I was working through one of the courses a few weeks ago, and there was a broken link, and immediately they changed it. They found a new link, and they went through the rest of the course to make sure there weren't any others, because that's just something with this type of curriculum that you just kind of, it happens. And I just was so excited that they were so quick to work that out so I could keep homeschooling my kids. So it's just an excellent team you have. And I'm just so excited for all that is coming in 2022. Thank you for sharing.
Well, I agree.
Now,
the team is
for those. So once somebody's a member, if they join today or if they're already a member, can you maybe talk about that handy little member dashboard? What's available over there for members?
Sure, I'd love to. So member benefits, I'd say the most wonderful benefit is the print magazine. The Old Schoolhouse magazine is the trade magazine for homeschooling families. And so we're just always thrilled to be able to offer our print magazine delivered quarterly to our members' door for free. And so that is, to me, the biggest benefit of all, because really there's so much encouragement and so many wonderful advertisements for products. And it's just exciting. It's an exciting magazine because you get the the best of both worlds. You get wonderful articles that are very timely, and then you also get advertisements of new products or tried and true products. And so it's a really great blend. And so, yeah, our members can go to their member dashboard, and every one of them needs to do this if they haven't already, but just go right there and subscribe to the magazine for free as a member. That's a great benefit. Another benefit that comes to my mind is our annual planner. And we are right in the throes of finishing up our current or our new 2022-23 planner. And I'll give a sneak. The theme this year is lighthouses, which I think is so neat. It's a beautiful planner. I know that the members and non-members, it's for purchase as well through our store, but our members receive it for free, which is really neat. And it's a great benefit for all of those who are members. And it's a great tool that you can use in your homeschool. There's all kinds of helps, charts and calendars, and it's just wonderful. And the lighthouse theme to me is just so perfect because, I mean, we're called to be lighthouses in this dark world. And so I really think that theme, the beautiful cover, it's all going to resonate with our audience, with our members. And so I'm excited about our planner. And I would say, too, that we, of course, have the World Book libraries. To me, that's a wonderful benefit for members because those libraries in and of themselves would cost a lot of money for someone to subscribe to, but they're included in the membership for schoolhouseteachers.com. And so there's several libraries and tons of ebooks and resources that our members can access free of charge. And it just complements the subject that they're already studying. It can just be one of those, it's like a library right there at your laptop. And I just love it. It's just such a great resource. And along those lines too, we do have a streaming video library, and that's a lot of fun. I know a lot of our members enjoy watching the videos that we have on the site there. And we actually are looking to add to that library this year. I'm in negotiations right now to add in a few more videos. And I can tell you that one of the series that we're getting ready to add is the Quigley's Village series, which I think will be really fun for our preschoolers and our younger students. And then also we're going to be adding more of our Torchlighter series, one of which is John Newton, but other people as well. So be looking for those this year. That's going to be
so good. Those are really quality videos.
Yeah, they are really great. And of course we can tell, who watches which videos, and those are very popular with our members. And so, yeah, so it's a lot of fun to offer those things to our members. And that's not where it stops. We are in the works of pulling together some very exciting benefits, even hopefully later this year that will work out into next year. So it doesn't stop. We don't ever want to be satisfied where we are. We always want to continue to search out and find those really great opportunities and be able to offer those to our members.
Well, that is incredible. I can't think of any other program that offers so much. It's just so, I mean, and I just want to remind people, click that member dashboard because there's so many tabs there, the activity calendar, like you were mentioning earlier, and, sometimes the freebies, you don't want ever to miss those. That make sure you check there so you can get that calendar. I'm so excited to see the new one. It's going to be so great. So, well, I see that several have joined us and have said that they're here. So thank you so much for tuning in. What advice could you give to these homeschool moms that are joining us or watching the recording after?
Boy, I'm in a different place now than in the past since we've graduated our daughters. But I guess, first of all, I would try and encourage you. I was thinking about early on in our homeschooling experience, I remember going to conventions. We had one we lived in Kansas City at the time. And so we had a really great homeschool convention right there in our city. And so I would go every year I possibly could. And I always came away just so encouraged and refreshed. And so I would encourage you at every opportunity to get to a live convention, do it. It's so worth it. But if there's, the virtual conventions are a great resource too. And you can find lots of ideas and different viewpoints, and you take what works for you at the time, obviously. But I remember one year especially, it was early in our homeschool journey, and I remember one of the speakers at that convention, and her whole entire presentation was about expectations. And that helped me so much, because coming into homeschooling new from a public school point of view, I had all kinds of expectations I had placed on myself, even. I mean, even other than outside expectations, but I had placed expectations on myself. And so that was very freeing when I finally figured out that it does not really matter what other people think about your homeschool. It only matters that you're following what the Lord wants you to do, because you know better than anyone what your children need. You know better than anyone how they learn and just how they react to different things. And so once I got past thinking I had to live up to somebody's expectations, it just really freed me of the stress and burden, and it just became fun and a joy. And I realized it was what the Lord really wanted for us. And so I just encourage you just to live up to God's expectations. And that may be a high call, but we have his grace that allows us to learn through his word. And so, but leave the expectations to the side. And then trying to think, one other thing that I learned later in our homeschool journey, as my girls were getting older, there's a lot to do nowadays for homeschoolers. I know way back in the day, in the pioneer days of homeschooling, there maybe wasn't a lot of choices or options, but nowadays you can sign up for 100 different clubs or activities. And so I think my last bit of advice would be to look at all of those great opportunities, but choose what's best for your family, and then focus in on those best things and excel in those areas. Because I found myself at one point in time running myself ragged to this, that, and the other. I mean, whether it was violin lessons or piano lessons or homeschool co-op or whatever PE activity. And so I realized in the middle of it, okay, something's got to give. I cannot do all of this and do it well. So we took a step back. We decided as a family what we really thought was best at the time, and we focused on those things. And so there's just those times of just, pausing, taking a moment and realizing, why are we doing these things and what's best. And so that would be my advice.
Well, that's excellent advice. And I think they both go hand in hand, actually, because I don't know about you, but I could see how the expectations, sometimes doing all those things, sometimes you feel like you have to. I don't know about you, but people would ask me, oh, are your kids in a co-op? Mm-hmm. Oh, you homeschool? Make sure they're doing all these extra things. And so I could see how, sometimes you're signing them up because you feel like you have to. But like you said, know your children, know your family, know what works. And I would hear people say that when I first started homeschool. I'm like, oh, no, I can never get too busy. I need to get out of the house. But I get it. Now I want to be at home. Now I just want to relax and just be with my kids. And so I totally get it. And I agree. And what you mentioned about going to a homeschool convention is so good, because some moms I talk to, they say, oh, I can just do things online. But getting there and being with the people, as they're talking, they might be inspired. And I don't know, it's just so different being with people and making those connections and just letting God move. And I just think it's so powerful. I know we can't always get there, and there are virtual options, and they are awesome. But if you can get to one, look for the schoolhouseteachers.com booth. I'm going to put that little plug in there, because we're going to be out a lot. in 2022. And I'm really excited about that. I know Deborah Wooler is our senior editor of the magazine, is going to be speaking at a bunch.
Yes.
And so make sure you look for the Schoolhouse Teachers, or it will be under the Old Schoolhouse. So look for the Old Schoolhouse booth and come visit whoever's there. I'll be at one. Deb will be at a bunch, and Paul and Jean will be at several. So make sure you check those out.
So my husband and I are actually planning to go to the convention. I think it's in Lincoln, Nebraska. I think that one's the first one up. And we'll be there with Deb Wooler and her daughter, Hannah. And Deborah is going to be talking about homeschooling the rebel. And it's such a powerful presentation. I'm so excited about that. So we'll definitely be at that one. And then we'll be at the MPE conference in Kansas City in April, I think April 1st and 2nd. And that's my old homeland. That's the group I was a part of when we were living there in Kansas City. So I'm excited to go back and see some old friends and represent TOS, because at the time I didn't work for TOS. I think, well, maybe I did. I can't remember. It's been a while back, but it's going to be fun to be on the other side of it.
That is so awesome. So yes, if you're in that area, go check it out for sure. So before we wrap things up, we've been talking about schoolhouseteachers.com and all that's coming and all that you offer. Where can people go to get a membership? And do you have any deals going on right now?
Oh, absolutely. Go to schoolhouseteachers.com. And when you get to the homepage of our site, there's a select plan button in the top right corner. It's a red button. And if you go to the select plan page, you can see all the different options that we have going right now. We are in the middle of a super great sale, our Fresh Start sale. And so we're excited about that. You can homeschool your entire family, whether you have one student or 12, for one low price of $175.50 a year. It's the ultimate annual membership that we have on sale right now, which includes all 400 plus courses. And it's an amazing deal. You can homeschool your entire family for less than $15 a month. I mean, where can you find that anywhere? It's just amazing. It's a great deal. It's a great time of year to just give yourself some extra resources, whether you just need some electives or foreign language or whatever you're looking for. Schoolhouse Teachers could really have exactly what you need. And we're really happy with the sale we have going on right now, and hope you'll check that out. The coupon code for that is Fresh Start.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Please head over to schoolhouseteachers.com and put the coupon code Fresh Start in the coupon code area, and you will get an incredible deal. Well, thank you so much for everything. I really enjoyed talking with you, Angela, and thank you everybody who tuned in today. I appreciate you stopping by and leaving your comments, and be sure to tune in next time for another Homeschool Live. If you are considering homeschooling, haven't jumped in yet, go over to tryhomeschooling.com. There's some excellent freebies over there, and we would love to help get you started. So check out tryhomeschooling.com, and we will see you next time.